We love to inspire and reward
billions of business souls
to gamify their life,
to share products and services they care deeply about
so they can experience
the magical power
of referral marketing.
Welcome to the NaXum Podcast. I'm Gail, and I'm with CEO Ben Dixon and sales executives Mark Stevens and Tamiko Russaz. And today we're going to be talking about an important topic in the referral marketing space, and it's how to prepare for a sales call. Now, this is one of the most critical skills in the referral marketing space, or even the entire business world, is how to perfect the sales call. And in any business, the sales call can actually make or break the deal that you're attempting to win, because it will be your initial interaction with the person. So I'm very excited to learn more about how you guys prepare for a sales call and how you guys approach it differently. I'm sure you guys have some tips and tricks under your sleeve with the experience that you guys have, of course. So let's have Sir Ben kick us off with this topic.
Well, Gail, thank you so much for putting the articles together and the thoughts here today. And one of the things that I think trips people up the most when it comes to even the words sales call, right, is that they're not clear on their own intention of what they want to accomplish on a call. And so the first place I would start is knowing, like being laser critically clear on why you're calling that person today and what your intention is when you connect with them. Because there's no bait and switching or anything that's not going to be helpful in this world. And so when I'm really clear that it's like that, I've looked at that person's account on LinkedIn and I've seen a real need to connect with them, and I'm not calling to sell them my services in the first 1 minute of a call, but I'm more asking questions to create curiosity and invite them to meet with me for a webinar or for a demo inside of the space. When I'm really clear about that, the call can simply be like critically authentic. When you're not clear on why you're doing it or what you're wanting to accomplish, you miss so much. So in NaXum's world, as we provide solutions to referral marketing companies, many times I'm looking at a brand or a company and saying, wow, they have something really incredible, and they legitimately do, but they don't have a referral marketing channel. So when I reach out, I literally just share why I'm reaching out. So, hey, John, you don't know me. We haven't had the pleasure of connecting yet, but I was reaching out today because I saw what you were doing at XYZ company, and I authentically thought it was awesome and was curious. Have you ever explored having your own referral marketing company? And I'm just asking the question, because if they are, then it's and they're open, then there's a further conversation to be had. If they're not, no worries. It's not a win or a loss either way, their response. And so I don't attach anything to the back of that energy. It's more of me just opening the door, and I'm not convincing or coercing them to walk through it. The right people will walk through and we'll work with them, and then others won't, and that's okay. The no's and the yeses are all going to come, and I'm totally fine with that. But the first thing I would say in preparing for sales call is, one, being very clear on why you're calling the person and what's going to make it relevant to them. There's so many tools available today that we're just being lazy if we don't take a minute to read about somebody before calling them. And I'm not saying take 30 minutes, but literally taking 60 seconds to look at someone's LinkedIn profile before dialing can be the difference in all the world of being someone who actually truly cares and someone who's being lazy. Mark, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. I'll tell you, it kind of is similar to what you were saying at the beginning. And for me, when I look at sales, I've been in the sales field for more years than I want to admit, because they give away my age. But I will tell you that I always have trained people that your motive of sales is so critical. So you have two types of people that sell for money and people who sell for a mission. And at NaXum, we are 100% selling for a mission because we are all about, I'm very passionate about this industry and the billions of business souls that we want to be able to impact with our platform. And so when you are going with the right type of motive, then your first concern is, how can I meet a need of the person that I'm talking to that will help their company be better? help their field be more successful. And so when you're interacting with people, you do have to ask questions because questions uncover needs. And when you fill that need, then you are fulfilling our mission of what we want to accomplish. And the sales process can sometimes be short and sometimes can be long. We know that that timing is everything. So that's why it's important to take a long look at the relationship that you're trying to build. And make sure that you're in the right timing. If we build our relationships with the right motives, then when the timing is right, because maybe the first time we talk to someone, the timing's just not right for them. But if we build the right relationship, when the timing is right, they will remember us and they will want to come back to you to purchase whatever it is that you are selling that will fulfill a need in their business. So that's kind of how I approach things, and certainly that research of knowing what they're about, what is their mission, what is their purpose, what is their product, how is it impacting the world, and how can we partner with them to get more exposure for that great mission and product. So I'll turn it over back to you, Ben.
Yeah. It's just a reminder, gang, that we're all on our own journey, and you don't know until you step in. It's like any other relationship. The last thing I'll share of how I prepare for a sales call without walking through tactics of a sales call is imagining where that person is at. So the other thing that I do in my mind is I think about them, especially if the call's not booked. I think about them sitting in their home office or their office and working on a project, and they're in the middle of something, and I'm interrupting them. And I think about that ahead of time, because I respect them. And so I'm respecting their time and think about it. And I know they weren't expecting my call, so I'm not asking for a lot in that first call. I'm letting 30 seconds, 2 minutes of, hey, I know you weren't expecting my call. And the reason I'm calling today is, and that's the turn, right, in tactics. And if they're open, perfect. Let's find a time where we can actually connect. I know you weren't expecting me right now and you're in the middle of something. And that's okay. And being that respectful, honorable person together with them without making a bunch of demands on them is the key that allows it all to move forward.
And honestly, I couldn't agree with both of you any more than what you both just shared. It's really about that authentic, nurturing relationship. And if you're meeting someone for the first time, build it, develop it. Don't just throw your product at them. And the one thing that I love that Mark said is that we are on a mission. The reason I came to NaXum after being in technology for as many years as I've been is because the product can help so many people. We have a phenomenal tool. And if we listen to their needs and their business goals, we are going to help them reach that next level in their business. And there's nothing better than that. And they see that, right? And they feel that. And it is about that. So continuing to develop these relationships, continuing to do your research, continue to understand their needs, and continuing to go into the relationships with the right reasons is going to help create more of that growth within not only NaXum, but more importantly, within whatever company that you're reaching out to. Yeah. I know when people had called me for a sales call, I could tell when it's authentic. I could tell when they know who I am and what I needed for the company I was working with. But when they're just like, hey, let's, it feels very just I'm another person. You don't feel that connection. So it really is about that connection. So I couldn't agree with you guys more than what you just shared.
Agreed. Well, gang, if you would like any other information on the series we're on right now, we've published the 2023 Direct Selling Trends Report. If you go into the About Us on the podcast, you can download that from there. And if you go to www.naxumtour.com, you can book a time to meet with Tammy, Mark, or myself to walk through solutions for your referral marketing business in the space. Gail, thanks so much for hosting today. Tammy, Mark, thanks for being on.
Yes, thank you so much for your insights. Basically, at the end of the day, sales calls boil down to the right communication skills, the research, and of course, the courtesy for your prospects. Thank you so much for listening. You can find us, or you can find the NaXum Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor FM, and iHeartRadio. And always remember that you can book a time with our sales executives in Serban at naxumtour.com. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
So how did we get here?
When we started in referral marketing, people were still faxing in orders.
Oh yeah, I remember faxing. I am so glad technology has changed.
The internet comes out, and the first generation of technology is replicated sites.
Companies are like, here's your link, good luck.
That worked for a while until we realized that people needed more than a replicated website to win.
And that's when companies move into the second generation. They start providing images, videos, PDFs to share to get people to your links.
Good luck.
The trouble the whole way through is that companies don't have the data.
They don't know which pieces of content members are sharing, and out of that content, which ones are getting people to the website.
And then the gig economy arrives.
All these smart business apps that literally tell people what to do.
We knew referral marketing was all about your daily habits
Like reaching out to new people,
Following up.
sharing content on social media.
and growing your mind with positive content and learning.
So we created an app that feels like a top leader is sitting next to the newest person, suggesting what they should do next, and then next, and then next.
And bam!
Companies are now getting the data on what content the members are willing to share.
And which parts are working?
Meaning that companies that have a predictive system have an advantage on their competition.
When others are brainstorming and simply throwing spaghetti against the wall.
Does throwing spaghetti even work?
NaXum clients are literally doubling down on creating fresh content that they know will work because of the insight reports from the predictive action system.
If you'd like to see the predictive platform, book a discovery session now.